Senior, stop. 9 foods you should never refrigerate. Here's why. What if your refrigerator is silently destroying your health day after day? Seems impossible, right? But hidden inside that cold box are 9 common foods that react negatively to refrigeration in ways most seniors never hear about. This isn't just about taste or texture. It's about dangerous chemical changes, nutrient loss, and bacterial growth triggered by cold storage. And here's the scary part. Over 99% of people over 60 still refrigerate these foods without realizing the damage it's doing to their gut, heart, and even brain. Some experts now believe the modern obsession with refrigeration may be contributing to the rise in chronic illnesses. But today, we uncover the real science. In this video, we will reveal the 9 foods you should never refrigerate and the simple truth about how to store these foods safely. And wait until you hear about number 2 on our list. It might shock you the most. Before we begin, let us know in the comments below where you're watching from, your age, and have you noticed any changes in taste or texture when you refrigerate certain items? And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Now, without any further ado, let's get started. Food number 9. Potatoes. Refrigerating potatoes? Stop immediately. Cold temps turn their starch into sugar, a process called cold-induced sweetening. Then, when you cook them, those sugars mix with amino acids to form acrylamide, a probable cancer-causing chemical, according to the International Agency for Research on Cancer. A University of Idaho study found that just 2 weeks in the fridge can triple a potato's sugar content. Plus, cold storage ruins texture, making potatoes gritty, sweet, and just plain off. How to store them instead? Keep them in a cool, dark place, around 45 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit, like a pantry or a cardboard box. Use paper bags, not plastic, to prevent moisture buildup. And never store them near onions. Both release gases that spoil each other faster. Stored right, your potatoes can last up to 3 months safely. Food number 8, bread. Think the fridge keeps bread fresh? Wrong. It actually makes bread go stale up to 6 times faster. That's due to starch retrogradation, a process where starches crystallize, push out moisture, and leave your bread dry and crumbly. A study from the Institute of Food Technologists proved it. Bread got hard in just 3 days in the fridge, while it stayed soft for a week at room temp. Worse, the cold kills those flavor compounds that make bread smell and taste amazing. That cardboard taste, it's real. Actually, best way to store bread, keep it in a bread box or paper bag at room temperature with some airflow. Want to store it longer? Slice it first, then freeze it. Pop slices straight from freezer to toaster, don't thaw. That keeps the texture and flavor intact. Food number 7, honey. Honey is one of nature's few perfect foods. It never spoils. Archaeologists even found 3,000-year-old honey in Egyptian tombs, still edible. But put it in the fridge, you'll ruin it. Cold temps cause honey to crystallize fast, turning it from smooth and golden to grainy and hard. It won't dissolve properly and loses that silky texture. Worse, the fridge causes condensation, introducing moisture. That's honey's biggest enemy. A National Honey Board study found cold-stored honey can lose up to 35% of its antimicrobial power, the very thing that makes honey a natural antibiotic. Its flavor suffers too. Honey contains over 180 compounds that create its complex taste, and the cold breaks them down unevenly, leaving it tasting flat or artificial. Store honey at room temperature, sealed tightly between 64 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Keep it away from sunlight. Crystallized honey? No problem. Just place the jar in warm water and stir gently. It'll return to liquid without losing benefits. Bonus fact, darker honey equals more antioxidants, but dark varieties are more vulnerable to cold damage. Coffee. Coffee lovers, brace yourselves. Your refrigerator is ruining your coffee. Coffee beans are extremely porous. That means they absorb odors from everything nearby, leftover food, cheese, even fridge air. So if your brew tastes weird, now you know why. But it gets worse.
Cold temps and temperature changes in the fridge create condensation on the beans. That moisture speeds up aging and can even lead to mold. According to the Specialty Coffee Association, coffee stored in the fridge loses 60% of its aroma in just 1 week. Plus, cold temps solidify the oils that give coffee its flavor. When you grind and brew cold beans, those oils don't extract properly, leaving you with a flat, flavorless cup. How to store it right? Use an opaque, airtight container at room temperature, 60 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Keep it away from light and heat. Buy small batches and use them within 2 weeks. Oxygen is also the enemy, so seal tightly. Want to store long term? The freezer is better than the fridge, but only freeze once in small portions. Never refreeze. Moisture damage ruins the flavor.
Food number 5, garlic. Putting garlic in the fridge? Big mistake, and it could even be dangerous. Refrigeration makes garlic sprout, turning it bitter and harder to digest. Worse, the cold, moist environment can trigger mold growth, and some molds produce toxic compounds called mycotoxins. A University of California Davis study found garlic loses 50% of its medicinal power, specifically its allicin, within just 10 days in the fridge. That's the compound that makes garlic antibacterial, heart-healthy, and anti-inflammatory. Cold also ruins the texture. Ever tried chopping refrigerated garlic? It turns to sticky paste. Actually, how to store it right? Keep garlic in a cool, dry place with good airflow, like a mesh bag or open basket. Ideal temp, 60 to 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Never use plastic or sealed containers. Garlic needs to breathe. Keep it away from sunlight and heat, especially near your stove. Stored properly, a whole garlic bulb can last up to 6 months. Once broken, use the cloves within 10 days. Bonus tip: room temperature garlic releases more flavor than cold, so your dishes, they'll taste way better. Food number 4, bananas. Bananas in the fridge? Disaster. Cold temperatures cause what's known as chilling injury. Bananas are tropical fruits. Their cells can't handle the cold. The result? Black skin, mushy texture, and ruined nutrients. A study from the Queensland Department of Agriculture found bananas stored below 56 degrees Fahrenheit lose up to 80% of their vitamin C in just 5 days. Refrigeration also halts ripening, which means no more development of beneficial compounds. Those black spots? That's dead fruit tissue, which can harbor bacteria and mold even if you can't see it. Adequate storage. Store bananas at room temperature, 56 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Hang them on a hook to prevent bruising and allow ethylene gas to circulate. Pro tips. Want to ripen faster? Put them in a paper bag with an apple. Want a slow ripening? Separate the bananas and wrap each stem in plastic. This cuts ethylene release by 40%. Once perfectly ripe, you can chill them for 1 to 2 days max, or better yet, peel and freeze for creamy smoothies. Number 3, onions. Storing whole onions in the fridge? Huge mistake. The moment you close that fridge door, the damage begins. Refrigerators run at about 95% humidity, but onions need 65% or less. That excess moisture seeps through the onion's layers, setting the stage for black mold, which can produce aflatoxins, among the most carcinogenic substances known to science. Even before mold, cold temps turn onion starches into sugar. A Texas University study found refrigerated onions had a 270% sugar increase in just 2 weeks, making them too sweet and useless for proper cooking. The cold also forms ice crystals, rupturing cells and turning onions mushy. Forget that golden caramelized flavor, you won't get it with fridge-damaged onions. Proper storage? Keep whole onions in a cool, 45 to 55 degrees Fahrenheit, dry and well-ventilated place, like a pantry or a cellar. Use mesh bags, baskets, or pantyhose, never plastic. Keep onions away from potatoes. They release gases that spoil each other. Also, avoid sunlight. It triggers sprouting. But once you cut an onion, it's a different story.
Refrigerate the pieces in an airtight container and use within 7 days. Whole onions, never in the fridge.
Number 2, tomatoes. This one shocks almost everyone. Never refrigerate tomatoes. Why? Because cold temperatures don't just ruin flavor, they actually turn off the tomato's flavor-producing genes. A University of Florida study found that at temps below 54 degrees Fahrenheit, tomatoes permanently deactivate hundreds of genes, including the ones responsible for taste and nutrition. Even if they warm back up, the damage is irreversible. You're left with a red water balloon, mushy, bland, and stripped of health benefits. And here's why this matters even more for seniors. Tomatoes are rich in lycopene, a powerful antioxidant that protects against heart disease and cancer. Refrigeration reduces lycopene by up to 65% and also destroys enzymes needed to absorb the rest. Under a microscope, you'd see ice crystals shredding the tomato cells, leaving it mealy and grainy. How to store them right. Keep tomatoes at room temperature, stem side down, between 55 and 70 degrees Fahrenheit. This keeps bacteria and moisture out. Store in indirect light, not in plastic bags. Tomatoes release ethylene gas, and if it gets trapped, it speeds up rotting. One bad tomato can ruin the whole batch. Got too many ripe ones? Make a sauce and freeze it. Cooking increases lycopene availability, and freezing helps preserve it.
Number 1, avocados. We've saved the worst for last, and honestly, what the fridge does to avocados should be a crime. Avocados are one of the most nutrient-dense foods for seniors, packed with over 20 essential nutrients, including oleic acid, a healthy fat crucial for brain health and memory. But put them in the fridge, and here's what happens. Cold temps trigger lipid peroxidation, turning those healthy fats into toxic free radicals. Within just 4 days, according to Stanford researchers, avocados lose 90% of their antioxidant power, including critical vitamins E and C that fight aging, protect eyes, reduce inflammation, and help absorb other nutrients. But it gets worse. Cold temperatures activate an enzyme called polyphenol oxidase, which doesn't just brown the surface, it destroys the avocado from within, breaking down cell walls and turning the fruit bitter, stringy, oily, and unusable. Say goodbye to smooth guacamole and hello to an oily, fibrous mess. Proper storage tips. Store unripe avocados at room temperature, 65 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit, in an open bowl. To ripen faster, place them in a paper bag with a banana. The ethylene gas cuts ripening time in half. If absolutely necessary, ripe avocados can be refrigerated for 2 to 3 days, but expect major quality loss. Cut avocado, leave the pit in, brush the flesh with lemon juice, and store in an airtight container with onion. The sulfur in the onion prevents browning naturally. The difference between a properly stored avocado and a refrigerated one, it's like night and day, in both taste and health. Final word, the truth about refrigeration has been hidden for too long. These 9 foods, they're not just wasted groceries, they're missed opportunities for better health. Every vitamin matters when you're fighting aging, boosting cognition, and staying strong in your golden years. Your body deserves the best.
Which of these 9 foods surprised you the most? Have you been unknowingly damaging them for years in your fridge? Tell us in the comments. We're listening. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more science-backed senior health tips.